Guys, I'm so sorry. I apologize immediately. I regret making this video now. Or any video. So sorry, I'm quitting. Bye. And now that I got your attention, now to start the video. Okay, so yep, today you got it. Today, we're gonna react. I mean, you didn't get it unless you guessed it right, but you know. Today, we're gonna react to a bunch of YouTuber apologies. I don't know how they're gonna be. A lot of them seem to be bad, I've heard. Let's do Logan Paul's first. Okay, come get this fucking earbud in my ear now. God damn it.
I've made a severe and continuous lapse in my judgment, and I don't expect to be forgiven. I'm simply here to apologize. So what we came across that day in the woods was obviously unplanned, and the reactions you saw on tape were raw, they were unfiltered. None of us knew how to react.
What did you see in the woods? I don't know the video.
I should have never posted the video. I should have put the cameras down and stopped recording what we were going through.
Was it a dead body?
There's a lot of things I should have done.
Was it a dead animal? Just tell me.
And for that, from the bottom of my heart, I'm sorry.
Okay, we got your sorry.
I want to apologize to the internet. I want to apologize to anyone who's seen the video. I want to apologize to anyone who has been affected or touched by mental illness or depression or suicide. But most importantly, I want to apologize to the victim and his family. For my fans who are defending my actions, please don't. They do not deserve to be defended. The goal with my content is always to entertain, to push the boundaries.
And then you go too far.
In the world I live in, I share almost everything I do. The intent is never to be heartless, cruel, or malicious. Like I said, I've made a huge mistake. I don't expect to be forgiven. I'm just here.
Well, you're not forgiven because I don't know what you did, so.
I'm disappointed in myself. And I promise to be better. I will be better. Thank you.
That one's over. What were my opinions on that one? What were they? Well, it was a good apology. He did look very sincere and sad, to be honest. I only have one problem. It didn't look real. It didn't look like real sadness. And I'm not trying to be a shitty person, shit on his apology. It was an okay apology. Let's just leave it at that. 7 out of 10. On to the next video. How about we choose PewDiePie? For this one, we've got Milk Duds and Soda. I bet I know what he's gonna apologize in this one. What he's gonna apologize for in this one. Since I used to watch his content, he's probably gonna apologize for the racist comments he made at one point. I don't know. That's just my guess. We'll see. I accidentally clicked the James Charles one. Here's PewDiePie. My response, it's called.
I wanted to make a statement on what I said in my previous live stream. You probably won't believe me when I say this, but whenever I go online and I hear other players use the same kind of language that I did, I always find it extremely immature and stupid. And I hate how I now personally fed into that part of gaming as well. It was something that I said in the heat of the moment. I said the worst word I could possibly think of, and it just sort of slipped out. And I'm not going to make any excuses to why it did, because there are no excuses for it. I'm disappointed in myself because it seems like I've learned nothing from all these past controversies. And it's not that I think I can say or do whatever I want and get away with it. That's not it at all. I'm just an idiot. But that doesn't make what I said or how I said it okay. It was not okay. I'm really sorry if I offended, hurt, or disappointed anyone with all of this. Being in the position I am, I should know better. I know I can't keep messing up like this. And I owe it to my audience and to myself to do better than this, because I know I'm better than this. I really want to improve myself and better myself, not just for me, but for anyone that looks up to me or anyone that's influenced by me.
Wow.
And that's how I want to move forward away from this. That's all I had to say. Thank you for watching. Bye.
I don't really like PewDiePie, but what he did was very bad and hurtful. I get how people were offended by it. So his was almost unforgivable. I forgive him though, because he, you know, he apologized very sincerely, but also his actions were reckless and stupid. His words were, I mean. So 6 out of 10 for that one. I'm still chewing these milk duds. But I'm gonna react to JonTron's apology now. Or my statement, he calls it. It's I don't know. I've only watched JonTron once, so I can't imagine what he would apologize for, so I don't know. So because I don't really know him that much, I'm just gonna see.
Well, this certainly has been an interesting week.
Yep.
So recently, as you may have heard, I had a public debate about some contentious topics relevant to the day. It blew up in the media, and they wrote some, charitable articles on me. So I feel like I need to come out and say something. Staying silent doesn't really feel right, so I'm just going to address this here and now. I understand that I wasn't prepared for a debate of this sort with these kinds of sensitive topics at hand adequately. I was a bit all over the place, and I said a lot of stuff that could be misconstrued in all sorts of ways. Things are being extracted from this that I know I don't think. I was in there under a lot of pressure that I'm not used to being under, and as it became clear, I suck at debate. So now every haphazard, offhand remark I made in the heat of the moment is being dissected and speculated on. So I'd like to clarify. I was trying to speak to the increasing tribalization of our culture. These days, we're taught to think in explicitly racial or ethnic categories or in terms of gender or sexual orientation. And I think this in itself plays a big hand in what's gotten our country to the volatile state that it's in. The simple point I was trying to make is that it's hypocritical for those who see everything in terms of race to suddenly turn around and object when white people speak up in what they believe are the best interests of their race. And it's also hypocritical to keep saying you want to have an honest conversation about race if you don't actually want to have an honest conversation about race. And anytime someone brings up an uncomfortable statistic, you freak out and burn things down or something. And I mean, you can see this in all the countless media articles that get pumped out every day from the highest level.
A lot of these apologies are about racism.
You can't be racist against white people, or it's a good thing whites are going to become a minority. Or you see it on TV when someone as mainstream as Samantha Bee says, white people ruined America for voting Trump.
It's pretty clear who ruined America. White people.
I suppose you could guess the reaction if Samantha Bee said black people ruined America for voting overwhelmingly for Barack Obama, which they did both times. I'm not saying that's true, but the same standard applies. The point I was trying to make, albeit indelicately, is that you can't keep banging the racial category drum and then be surprised and shocked when people think in racial categories. And just for the sake of total clarity, I do completely understand that historically the African-American community has had a raw deal in this country. Discrimination certainly exists, but I do believe it goes all ways. I'm not naive to the fact that we, as a country, have had a terrible history of dealing with race. I mean, of course, from slavery to Jim Crow to even the Irish, but the point is that this kind of discrimination is universally wrong, and I feel like, for some reason, we're regressing on this front. Pointing at a race and saying all of this race is blank is racist. And I have to be honest, I don't see many people losing their jobs over this kind of garbage. And I'd like to make it clear, I have no problem with immigration when it's handled correctly. I should have made it clear I was mostly speaking to mass immigration. I am literally a child of 2 immigrants. It would be pretty heinous of me to say that immigration is impossible, because it's not. You know, I brought all this stuff up offhand in a random Twitch stream late at night, so I understand why people looking at this think I'm some sort of
so like
explicit ethno-nationalist, but I'm not.
His voice
I
sounds
genuinely
very.
believe this country would be better off if we dropped the hyphens and just all referred to each other as fellow Americans. And for a number of years now, it's been disheartening to me to see this strange road.
He has a specific way of his voice is a very original. But the way he talks is smart too.
So I felt compelled to respond.
And it's like it makes it all the better the way that he talks. So
expect these.
So far, I'd give this apology like a 7 out of 10 or an 8 out of 10.
I'm sorry if this has come out of left field for some of you.
He hasn't really talked about it much. He's talking about the situation more than apologizing, which I don't really know is a wise choice. But you know, it's YouTube. They do what they could.
That said, I genuinely hope people keep debating, keep talking to each other, and keep learning. Honest, civil discourse without witch hunts is the only way we're getting out of this mess. I'd prefer to take a step back now, return to doing comedy. It's what I do better anyway. Thank you sincerely to all of you who've supported me through this ride. I really appreciate it. If you'd like to catch up on my new videos, you know where to find me.
He ended it like a regular YouTube video, which I don't like when people act like serious videos are the norm for them. I mean, if they're a serious YouTube channel, they deal with serious topics, it's normal. But if they do comedy and they're talking about something serious, they shouldn't have their regular hyped up YouTube self. They should be more sincere in the moment and talk more about what happened. But you know, he talked a lot about what happened. He was just too hyped up for me to really digest any of it. So yeah, guess who it's time for now? That's right, the Fine Brothers, not the moment we've all been waiting for, but the moment I've been waiting for. We're going to react to the Fine Brothers, and for this I've laid off the Milk Duds. They take like forever to chew, so I can't talk. It's going to be soda now, just soda. Let's get into it. Gotta screw this cap on first. Fine Brothers, let's go. This one's 3 minutes. The JonTron one was 4 minutes, so if those two seem like the longest, it's because they are the longest. Just, you know, putting that out there. Okay.
Hey everybody, this video is us wanting to explain some things about React World. The confusion and negative response over what this all is has been so overwhelming. And what we've realized is that we completely screwed up with how we originally talked about this.
First and foremost, we're sorry for confusing people by using terminology like our React format. We were never trying to say that every video where someone reacts to something else is something we would try to control. When we referenced licensing the React format, we only meant our specific series, not the overall genre of reaction videos. We do not own the genre.
And we're creators.
By the way, there was one point where they lost 10 million subscribers and they apologized for whatever they did in this video. I kind of remember watching it.
With us simply providing resources and tools to anyone who wants to go down this path of creating one of our series with direct support from us.
So there's no way to go into all of the questions that people have about this, but we're going to answer some of the biggest ones that we've seen.
Okay, so first is what exactly constitutes any of your series formats? And the simple answer is watch any of our series that is part of the React World license, and that is the exact format. It's not one or two elements, it's all of the elements of the show, all used in the same style and way.
We've been trying to find an analogy to explain this better, and we know that this isn't the best, but if you wanted to start a fast food restaurant, you can start one on your own and possibly find huge success. But if you love Burger King and want to be part of that organization, if you join, you'd be able to get access to things like menu items and recipes and specific logos and promotional support. And these are two totally different routes. Same kind of thing here with React World. You can join and get all these assets and support, or you can make your own reaction videos completely without us. It's up to you.
Okay, so another question is, have you applied
advertised in the reaction?
Yes.
Not a wise choice. They're not actually advertising, I know that. It's just like they're mentioning the React World thing they made a little too much. And I use those air quotes completely wrong. I apologize.
But just because we might get trademarks
let's get back to it.
doesn't mean we're going to run around and start taking down videos.
And the last thing we're going to talk about is if there has ever been a situation where we have to take down someone's video. Yes, and look, when you create series and products, sometimes there is specific situations where your content is being infringed. Like if someone freeboots a video on Facebook, or in very rare cases, if someone produces a beat-by-beat version of your exact series, which has happened to us.
But again, with this one and all of these, it's very, very complex. And we also know that there's so many more questions that you guys have, and we want to do our best to answer as many of them as possible. So we've set up an email that we will be personally checking if you want more clarification. So please write us at askthefinebros@gmail.com.
For our viewers who are not really part of this conversation and just here to watch our videos, thanks for sticking with us through this. And for everyone else, we want to continue the conversation, but either way, we just wanted to thank everyone for hearing us out.
Okay, it's over. That apology was good. They focused on the website, or I don't really remember this at all, but they focused on React World too much, which is a issue, I guess. I don't know. They're apologizing for something they did on React World, which makes it a little tough to make a sincere apology about it. Anyway, that's my take on what do I think of that one. That one's like 7 out of 10. The highest I put was 8 out of 10, or 8 out of 10 was John. Okay. Bye. Also, please be sure to subscribe, because if you don't all spontaneously combust in 10 seconds, I apologize for saying that. It is very wrong to say that. It's insensitive to say that to people who actually do spontaneously combust. I apologize on every word I said. But do subscribe, though. Thank you. Bye.